Hello, my name is Jesus Bravo, and today I am answering questions for the rehire process for residential life. Let's start with the first question, which is what motivated my interest to return as a student staff member to residential life? And how does a student staff position align with my personal, professional, and academic goals? My primary reason for wanting to come back to residential life is that I want to continue helping residents find their maximum potential here at UC Riverside and educate residents on how they can grow more by being on campus at UCR. In general, I love helping people, and with the student staff position, which is focused on helping students at Just University campus, I feel that I have the most optimum and opportune chance to help individuals discover themselves as a college student. With being an undergraduate of the psychology program here at UCR, my career goal is directed towards working in human services as an industrial organizational psychologist. I feel that this position has given me plenty of opportunity, as with the staff development meetings and the networking amongst my coworkers, to further understand professional boundaries and effective communication. I learned that communication may be effective with my coworkers, but it may not be as effective when it comes to relaying information to my residents. With this position, I felt that I've grown exponentially as a professional and further understand aspects of a human service related field. Academically, I do feel that I've, with my coworkers, that I've been granted a great support system for me overall, and consistently they have pushed me to get enough rest and study more often. Also, with striving to be an ideal role model for my residents, I feel that I gain motivation to work harder academically in order to set an example for my residents. Moving on to the second question, which is what do I believe my role is as a student staff member in creating a safe and inclusive living environment in residential life, and how I have incorporated diversity and social justice in my work as a student leader. As a Latinx undergraduate student staff, I believe that inclusivity, environmental, and social awareness are essential in fostering a safe and thriving living learning environments for on-campus residents. Recognizing the diversity of UC Riverside, with how minorities at this institution make nearly three-quarters of the student body, I began to realize and witness the relevance of the imposter syndrome effects, an effect where one begins to doubt one's achievements and believes that they did not belong in their current progressive status because of a identification they may have. With that in mind, I constantly try to help my residents find a sense of belonging and also representation at UCR. With the LGBTQ plus folk in my community, I'll promote events that the LGBT Resource Center would have, as well as participate in events that relate to the community, such as the Underground Drag Show. With culture, I promote cultural weeks that Coastal Hall may be having throughout the academic year, as well as encourage my residents to explore other cultural events that are not of their identification. An example of this was having my residents go to the AI dining hall during South Asian food nights. Branching off of inclusivity, there's also safety for oneself and for the residents that need to be recognized. I helped implement into my residents the importance of keeping the hall door closed and that if they don't recognize someone in the hall, to see if the individual is someone's guest. All of my residents have a method to contact me, whether that be Snapchat, Instagram, my phone number, or GroupMe, as well as they have my availability. I began conducting resident advisor hours, which are time periods throughout the week where residents can come and discuss with me in person about any issues or life advice they would like to receive. Going on to question number three, which is you to share a pitfall or a challenge that I may have encountered relating to time management and relating to balancing my academic coursework with this position. From that experience, what have I learned from it and what can I implement going into the next year as a returner? A major pitfall slash challenge that came to me this year as an RA with time management was understanding that I'm not just time managing my professional life with my academic life, I'm also time managing with my personal life. This past year, my uncle had passed away and my dog had to be put down, and this had affected me deeply. I had lost sleep at some nights, and I had also wasn't able to perform as well as I usually would have been when it came to within the hall and within the classroom. I took it upon myself to go to CAPS and seek help in order to relieve this heartache and to push forward. And now I am on back on the track to be more productive and be helping out as much as I can, but also setting boundaries for myself and understanding where my limits are currently and how to push past them. Some of these would include like creating sticky notes or tasks I need to finish within a given week that are both in the career side and also in the academic side, as well as a calendar for the next 2 weeks of important situations that are going to happen. Reflecting back on this here, I'll incorporate these lessons of relearning time management and self forgiveness more often in my weekly life schedule. Making personal deadlines before the actual deadline of assignments and projects, as well as budgeting time to help or bond with my coworkers. As one of my supervisors told me in the beginning of the year, I can't help fill other people's cups if my own is empty. In order to flourish in this job and in academia, I began to manage my time based on daily needs and requirements. Going on to the last question, describe a peer or resident conflict that I've encountered as a current student staff and how did I respond to it? During my first year as a resident advisor, I have had to work with a recurrent issue happening in my hall regarding the men's restrooms. From both the fall and winter quarter, there have been incidents where the bathroom was left in a disarray and needed to be cleaned desperately. It has gone as far as where an entire toilet and urinal needed to be replaced from the restroom. Throughout the whole ordeal, I kept in full communication with my supervisors about the issue and documented the cases where the bathroom was again left in a mess. I created groups of messages explaining to residents that behavior of this kind is not allowed within residential hall communities and that as an emerging adults, individuals should begin to practice healthier, more hygienic habits. I conducted and arranged hall meetings with one of my supervisors present at the times and helped explain to my residents of the impact damages such as this can have amongst other residents who may not be able to pay for the fees for the damage, as well as the responsibility each resident has for one another regarding accountability. Thank you so much for your time. I hope I can move along in this process. I hope you have a great day.